Okay, the arc generator and the laser technology both have a side effect which erases video footage if it's recorded digitally. So this may not record properly. Now what I'm doing with this particular experiment, I'm using two arc pulse generators, but only one power source. So rather than just having it going into one and getting one result, if you put it into one in proximity with a self-replicating back down the line and then back out again, just put them together basically, you end up with a magnified effect with just a single battery going in. So that's 3 times more powerful than using a single generator with a single battery. So even though these two wires, that's for the second one, are not actually connected. So yeah, that's no logical sense whatsoever in that. Love the smell of ozone. No logical sense. And that's before I start reducing the length of the wires, because you lose power the longer the wires are. See, if I attach just using these wires, that may not go through as a circuit because it's overpowering that one. There we go. Yeah, for some reason, I'm getting at least triple the power output from a single battery, which is weird. It could be a cumulative effect. As an expression, the sum of the parts are greater than the whole. In other words, 1 equals 1, 1 equals 1, but 1 plus 1 can equal 3. Sounds stupid, but it's a science thing. I know it's not a logical thing on a base level, but on a scientific level, it does make sense. The sum of the parts are greater than the whole, so 1 plus 1 can equal 3. And in this case, 1 on its own equals 3, which is a bit weird. Now I'm going to try and see if I can do... See, trying to attach both wires at the same time, it might not do anything. Or it might do something. Let's have a look. That's quite terrifying from a 3.7 volt battery. Because that's easily now 5 to 6 times what it would be from a single. So a single pulse arc generator, a single battery, 3.7 volt, would give you X amount. But by using a single battery and the 2 pulse arc generators, I'm getting 5 to 6 times X. Sounds confusing. I'm just getting, it's about 3 times more powerful for a single battery and 6 times more powerful with the additional generator. That's freaky. That is, see, I'm still working on whether or not I can do it such a way that it will be enough to actually start a fire. That's why I'm doing it, not to kill people. I'm doing it to start a fire so I can actually go camping with it. Let's see if I can just have that on there resting. Just a bit of tissue. If that is enough, then I wire it in with 2 batteries. Hopefully, is that not going to work now? Not working. It's very delicate as well. There we go. Plus, with my dodgy tendons and nerves and ligaments, so I think I might need to go and get a different little circuit to go on there that will actually ramp up the ampage as opposed to the voltage. Over gap. Having it too close together makes it less powerful. You have a bit of a gap because it's not two wires that are giving you the power. The power is coming from the gap in between, because it's like petrol on its own is not powerful. Petrol with a fire makes a fireball. This is a similar kind of principle. So having it touching is less powerful than having a gap, because you're actually ionizing the molecules in between, and that's what's giving you the fuckadoodah. The scientific term. So close together, you get a, but the further apart you can do it, whilst it still has enough power to arc. So that shouldn't arc more than a centimetre apart. And that is currently 5 centimetres apart, at least. Let's get to the point where it could jump to the table and fuck my computer down the other end of the table. Let's get it up there a little bit and more of a gap. Spread it out. Spread the wealth a little bit. So I'm actually just squeezing these together. The issue with squeezing wires together, and they're very thin wires, is that everyone exudes grease from the pores. It's a natural, normal thing. But the more you do touching the wires, the more you're coating the wires with a fine layer of grease, which will stop conduction. I sound so professional. I'm not. I'm not. I can hear it. It's just not quite close enough to arc. I can actually hear it really, really straining. Right, so, wow, that's loud. So I reckon 5 centimetres, because a toilet roll, which is what I'm using, is 5 centimetres diameter. It's about a 2-inch diameter. So a toilet roll is 5 centimetres, which is just the right width when you squish it. When you flatten it down, that gives you a 5 centimetre diameter. So flattened down is probably 5.5 to 6 centimetre diameter, because it's squished down to 2 centimetres. So that is roughly 5 centimetres arcing on 4 from 2 with a single battery. Here endeth my absolute bollocks and unqualified fun. Things you do when you're bored and single.